Hey, folks. Excuse me. Welcome. It's Saturday. I know it's kind of off, but I'm here. Okay. I wanted to do this because I know I wasn't here yesterday, wasn't feeling well, but we're going to have some fun. We've got a recap of VirtuousCon. We've got some big news from companies. It's actually pretty cool. We've also got just my appreciation. I think that might be enough. I'm not sure. But as always, folks, are you ready? Because I'm ready. All right, let's go. Hey folks, what's up? It is the Hungry Bleak Show. I am Antonio Pomares, aka the Hungry Bleak, the hungriest man in the room. You can take that however you want. So, how have you been? Hope your week was all right. Here we have had snow, we have had rain, starting to thaw out a bit nice. Today it was like 50 something, I think, but hopefully snow will be gone. I think we're supposed to be getting a little bit more maybe tomorrow, possibly next week, and then it's supposed to be more spring type weather, which is great. But how have you been? How was your week? I hope everything went well. I hope you drank water. I know families can be trying, but they do the things like that. I hope work has been okay. Remember, do what you got to do today so you can do what you want to do tomorrow. Always. I hope you've taken your meds, whether it's for physical, mental, or emotional ailment. I'm not trying to please you. Just want to make sure that you're the best you that you can be. Cool. All right. So, excuse me. Um, yeah, it's just kind of weird. I don't know. But I'm here. I wasn't feeling very well yesterday. I've been pushing myself a lot the last few weeks, and I think it caught up with me yesterday. Got home from grocery shopping and just was not feeling well. And I had to sat down for about an hour and a half. Almost dozed off, and so that's why I was out of commission yesterday. But I'm here today because I wanted to always make sure that every week that there is a show. So let's start up with this. So last weekend was VirtuousCon. Had a great time with it. This was the fifth year, I want to say, of VirtuousCon. I got to be a part of it. It was amazing. I was so honored and blessed. And the panel that I had was just so much fun. And yeah, I'm always nervous before anything like that. I'll be honest with you. I'm nervous. I'm sweating bullets, sweating buckets, which surprised some of the people that I told. But I said, look, I'm always nervous. Even before these shows, I'm nervous. Just because I am. I'm not a public speaker. I have a stammer. It's just what it is. But it was a great event, as always. So much fun. And what they have right now is they actually have, excuse me, like an on-demand, like a replay kind of version of it, which is great. So if you missed VirtuousCon Live, which was on the 21st and 22nd last weekend, you actually can buy replay tickets. What that is you're able to check out all the panels that were a part of it, which were amazing. And it just had so much fun. So I strongly recommend that if you, like I said, you weren't able to. Now, the tickets are on sale until Tuesday, March 31st at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you'll be able to watch all the panels. So this is what you'll be getting with it. So, and it's only $19.99. That's a great thing. You get video replays of panels and the workshops as well, which I think is great. So you'll get like the Aldous Hodge um, panel, the interview. Yeah, you had, which was really great for me because I'm a fan of Aldous Hodge, obviously, and seeing him and his business partner was just great. It was just such really cool and an amazing feature to have. But you also have so many other ones. You have the Deep Magic and Ancients panel, excuse me, and Black Future and Ancient Futures panel. Like I said, you also have some of the workshops as well, which you can check out. My particular panel, if you were so kind to check out, is Comics and the Legacy of Resistance. It was myself, David Walker, Stephanie Williams, Natasha Jones, and TJ Sterling. I was just floored and flabbergasted to have so much fun with that panel, and just each of them have hit me in a certain way of how I think about resistance and geek culture and comics. So I'm always interested in hearing their thoughts on the topic and how they weave it into their work, or how they've been influenced by others or by their work, how their own work has influenced them to be more resistant and to just be humans as well. So that was a great time. So yeah, check that out. Like I said, it's only 19.99, and the replay tickets are available until Tuesday, um, March 31st, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely worth it, I would say. I had the most phenomenal time with that, truthfully. Now we're gonna go into comic book news because there's a lot has happened since the week. Was there? Yes, I want to say hello to everyone. Thank you so very much, everyone in the comments. Hope you're having a very good day. Hope your day's just been swimming. Hope you've eaten something that was really good. And hope you're able to relax and enjoy some comics or a movie or a game or something geek culture, I'm hoping, because that's really the point of the whole thing. So yeah, for comic book news, so we've got Stranger Comics movie with excuse me, Viola Davis. What? Well, yes. So basically what this is one of their biggest properties, which is called uh oops, which is called the Untamed. I think I'm having some issues here. Yes, I am. Which is called the Untamed. Um is actually being looked at by Viola Davis and her husband, their production company, to be brought into a live action movie. This is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love it. Um, the Stranger Comics universe with the Untamed, Niobe, Asunder, have been so big and influential, I want to say, in everything, that I think it was a no brainer for this to truly happen. I would love to see this universe brought into existence in big, bold, um, just living. Also, the fact that we don't get a lot of black fantasy sci-fi with these things, to be honest. So to have this here like that, I think is amazing. It's beautiful to have. So I'm all for this. And also to have someone like Viola Davis, who is such an incredible creator, to be a part of that. Absolutely a phenomenal actor, and an EGOT winner as well, which absolutely bring that all over the place. Yes, I'm just yeah, I just think that's a really cool thing to have, and it's going to be something that's very important to see. And we've already started getting some similar things like that, where we got the animated series for Inyanu from Unique Studios. Huge thing, having 2 seasons uh, to start, uh, feature length film, animated. Absolutely, yes. This is what we want to see. We want to see our projects not just be out there and be loved, but also be um, seen and represented and just out there in general is beautiful. So yes, congratulations to everyone at Stranger Comics. Um, yeah, this is going to be a huge fun thing. The next up we have is Zelda Awards. Just the Zelda Awards are still here. They have not come up yet, but you're able to vote on all the nominees. It's everything from newcomers to comics, to graphic novels, web comics. It covers the whole gamut, which I absolutely love and enjoy. And I'm just happy to see this. This is something that's very important. Now, this is being fun. Was founded by Carla Madrano. Hope I'm pronouncing her name properly. I hope I am. This event is going to be it's going to be virtually. It's going to be April 11th of 2026. Now, obviously, the Zelda Awards are named after Zelda Jackie Ormez, the first Black woman cartoonist in the United States. To name your award show after a pioneer, a legend, an icon, definitely shows the love, the attention, and the support that you want for this event. And the amount of categories, like I was looking at some of them, and this is a huge, beautiful list. And it makes you go, why aren't there more women who are nominated for awards or winning awards in comics? I think we can all understand that. Understand why that is because of BS, basically BS. But I'm all for this, and I want to see this thrive. I want this to be the inaugural year for this event, and I hope that we get much more of it. We are back on with our tech issues are resolved. Thank you so very much to our tech support. Really appreciate it. It's me. There. So yes, and you can actually vote for people, your favorite creators and such. Right here. Let me actually show you the screen. Make sure that our tech issues do not cause interference. Yes. So right here, you can check it out, get started, and then it gives you the beautiful list of all the creators out there, all the categories. I mean, this blows my mind. I'm always surprised about how many people are in comics because there's so many people that you don't hear about, maybe because they don't have the flashy position or they're kind of in the shadows, but you'll see so many of it. But you're able to vote right from the website. So this is a beautiful. I feel this is a very huge turning point. What Carla's doing with Black Girl Comics, but also with the Zelda Awards, is a game changer. I've said it before, and I'll say it again: game changer, and also being a voice. We have a lot of talking heads, but we don't have enough voices. Remember that. There's a difference between a talking head and voices. So I'm very excited for this. We're actually going to be doing a special on the Zelda Awards where we're going to be going through the nominations, talking about the comics, because there are comics that we're not going to be familiar with that I find exciting. Obviously, I like comics that I know, that I've seen, that I've read, yes, of course, but I always love seeing something new, something that I'm not familiar with, something that I go, oh, and it's always so refreshing to me because I get to hear a new voice. I get to see new art. I get to see a new perspective from this creative's eyes and what story they want to tell. It's very exciting. So yes, the Zelda Awards will be April 11th. We'll be having a special. Hopefully we'll be able to get Carla to come on and speak about not just the Zelda Awards, but also Black Girl Comics, which I also want to really ask questions about. And I want to know everything there is about this. This is exciting. Again, game-changing events happen, but sometimes they're not really spoken about. I want to speak about them. I want to speak about something before it's really hitting and out there. And what Carla Madrano's doing is beautiful. Not only is she a comic book writer, she's also a podcast host for Aurora Comics Podcast, but to also be an innovator as far as creating an awards show and an award, I should say, and also starting a whole comics publishing thing is not easy to do. To do all that and to still remain sane, Carla gets all the credit in the world. So yes, I'm very excited for this. The Zelda Awards are the 11th. You can still vote. Just head to the ZeldaAwards.org website. You go maybe about halfway down the page, you'll see click here for voting and just get started voting. You will see some names that I've spoken of. Excuse me, you'll see names I haven't spoken of, names that you may know, not know. Either way, it's very exciting, and I think that's one of the coolest things possible. So congratulations to her. And like I said, I hope this is just the first year of the Zelda Awards, which would be awesome. Now we're going to get into some other stuff that's been going on because there's been a lot, like I've said, that's been happening. So Image and Skybound have had a lot going on as far as what they have announced recently. So they have announced some really cool stuff that I'm going to go down some of the things they've announced. And I believe it was at a show a few weeks ago, I want to say. Trying to remember when it was that it was on. But it looked like it was a lot of fun from what I could see. So technical difficulties again, folks. Sorry about that. So we'll start with Image. Image had, let's see what they had announced a few comics that, why did it just cut me off? Incredible. You can never, well, first off, I want to say congratulations to Dork, D''ORK, for its first two issues selling out at the distributor and being rushed back to print. That's awesome work. Congratulations to you. Uh, James Tinian has a new book coming out for Image. It sounds quite terrifying to me, but that might be because I'm just a there we go. I am a black person. But it's a comic where it's basically, let me bring it up. It's called Odin. It's basically neo-Nazi punks face the dark wiles of ancient Norse beings. And this book is from James Tinian, Marguerite Bennett, Letizia Cadonici, and it's a horror series. Obviously, I mean, if it's going to be a neo-Nazis are in here, it's got to be a horror series. Um, Anything with James Tinian, I know is going to be obviously terrifying because the way he's able to harness and channel fear across different spectrums, across different genres as well, is incredible to me. I'm always a fan of it. It's awesome. But yes, I am quite terrified when I see that Tinian has written a book. I go, oh, dear Lord, no, not again. But then I go, oh, I absolutely want to see this because, yes. Um, Yes, I'm always on board for Tinian. And his last book that I read for him from Image was, might have been Closet. Closet was 3 issues and terrifying because I don't remember there being an actual like end, and it was just it was quite terrifying for the lead character. Let's say. We also have there's a comic called Red Roots coming in, which is not what I have. My roots are black and they're barely there anyway, so it's fine. Uh, which is another one. Yeah, this is another one that's going to be coming out. They released a lot of their new titles of what they were going to be called. I want to say it was at Comics Pro, I think is what it was. But basically, heads will roll when worlds collide in upcoming Red Roots launch this April. This will obviously be another one that will hit extremely hard. Red Roots is the shining example of what comics can be at their best, which I love from Robert Kirkman. Always has very sage advice, and I'm a fan of his work, obviously. I mean, Kirkman is one of those people who it's there. So, in Red Roots, the lives of a professional killer and a high school teacher are bound by a terrifying, mysterious voice. Yes, I've always liked stories where people are bound by a curse. Two people who are different ends of the spectrum in life. And this is, I would say, two different ends: a professional killer and a high school teacher. I mean, both are tough jobs. I would not want to be a high school teacher at all. But yeah, I'm always a fan of things like that. Excuse me. Just because of how they can present. And so you can tell with these two people who are very different, but then you see them become more and more similar as this series goes on, or as circumstances can even do it as well. So we'll see where that goes. There was another one that I did want to speak about, and I forgot what it was. But so let's jump over to Skybound. Now, Skybound obviously is an imprint that I absolutely love as well. And they've got a lot going on. One of the things I found very interesting is that they're going to be having uh, their Energon universe is going to have a very special addition to it, and it's going to be Max. Excuse me, Mask. Mask. We all know this is based off of the old 80s animated series and toy line. I believe that's from Hasbro as well. We also got a series from them from IEW. I believe Brandon Easton was the writer on that. Well, now they're going to be coming to Skybound, and they're going to be a part of the Energon universe. The Energon universe is growing by leaps and bounds, and it's kind of exciting. So we have Transformers, we have G.I. Joe, and we have Void Angels. Those are the 3 titles for it now. But now we're going to be getting Mask. And just recently, the Transformers and the G.I. Joe, their leaders, Duke and Optimus, have finally come face to face. I need to catch up on that I need to catch up on that like I need to catch up on my God, what is on X-Men? There's so much going on in these universes, and it's so incredible, and it's so big, and it's so beautiful. We also have a comic called Corpse Night coming out, which sounds creepily terrifying, but right up Skybound's alley. Skybound does great work with creepy and such like that. We're also getting more from Battle Beast and that world, and we got a preview of what's going to be happening in the next volume, which I'm also excited about. A lot of great announcements from Skybound and Image, but one that kind of had people like, what was there was an announcement for a new series from Image, which was going to be called, let me see if I can actually remember the name of it, because I might not be able to. But the biggest thing about this, and it's an anthology series, I want to say, it's an anthology series that's coming out. And it's one of the people that's on the anthology series that was very troubling to some. It's a series called Super Ego. And it is, like I said, it's an anthology series. Let me show you the page for it. That should be able to focus. Yes, it is. Which is coming up. But one of the things that had people upset about it was one of the people that's working on it, and that is Jason Latour. Jason Latour had allegations against him. So I don't know the particulars, but this has caused a bit of a kerfuffle. Is that a word even? I don't even know. Has caused a bit of an uproar and conversations in in a sense of bringing people back after a certain point because maybe we've forgotten. And at that point, I believe Me Too, obviously still a thing, but when it really started kicking off, there were a lot of names that were mentioned, and in across fandoms, I'll be honest with you, between movies, between gaming, between comics, and professional wrestling, there were a lot of names being mentioned. And at a certain point, my head started spinning because I could not keep some of the names straight. And some of the people I know, but I don't know about them as deeply as I should. So for them to have this anthology series, and he's one of the prominent people on this, is very dismaying. I want to see how this unfolds, but there have definitely been conversations, there's been talks about letting people back in. Sometimes people saying, hey, enough time has passed, let's bring the person back in. It's not about time, it's about if someone who has been who has had allegations against them, if they have become repetitive, if they have learned, if they are changing their ways, if they are being a better person, anything like that. I think that's more what the conversation should be about. And how do we know? How do we prove it? It's a deep conversation that I cannot have here, obviously, by myself in the span of 5 minutes. It's not. And I won't do it because it's not fair to the public. It's not fair to survivors. It's not fair to the weight and heft of such a discussion. It doesn't. But I want to see where this goes and what else is said about it. But this is very interesting to me for numerous reasons, obviously, to talk about. But yeah, that was one that was something I found out about after all of the discussions about allegations, and I can never remember because I read more Jason Aaron, and I believe Jason Aaron was the other person that was on Southern Bastards as well. I want to say it was Jason Aaron and Jason Latour. So we'll see where this goes, what comes about it, what conversations are had. Um, I hope that we do have conversations about this and that things are talked about and discussed with us. So we'll go from there, obviously. But yeah, things to think about. There's always something happening and going on in comics, the way it is. Next one up, I'm going to say, which I am also excited about to see, is absolute. Whoops, excuse me. That was odd, wasn't it? It absolutely was because it didn't move the way I wanted it to, folks. And I apologize for that. Yeah. So the next one I will say is there's a series for Absolute Green Arrow. Absolute line obviously has been just growing leaps and bounds. It has just been amazing. Well, they're going to have it expanded. DC Absolute Universe is going to be expanding with this one as well, which is going to be Absolute Green Arrow and Absolute Catwoman. Absolute Catwoman has already appeared in Absolute Batman. I'm saying Absolute a lot, and I apologize. But I don't know if Absolute Green Arrow has appeared yet. But from the look I get on this, it looks ridiculous. First off, I love these covers. That's Nick Dragon. Is that Nick? That looks like it. Phenomenal and Absolute Green Arrow. Look at this. This looks absolutely devastating. This is the one that actually caught my eye more than anything. So, a serial killer is slaughtering corrupt billionaires, and the only clue to his identity is the green arrows protruding from the victims' bodies. Executive protection specialist Dinah Lance, also known as Absolute Black Canary, is assigned to uncover the murderer's identity as she investigates a list of suspects drawn from the ranks of DC's most dangerous archers. Each one is uniquely connected to a recently murdered Oliver Queen. A deadly mystery unfolds in this urban horror reimagining of Emerald Archer's mythos. Excuse me, brought to you by was Pornzak. You had me at Pornzak Pichote. Pichote. I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. You absolutely had me there. But the look of this, the feel and the vibe, I am here for this. Absolutely. I believe Robert even said this goes back to almost like the first season of Arrow when he was murking people. And the first time we see him do it, when he snaps someone's neck, and we go, oh, wait, this is different. I don't really want to see the whole origin thing again of him on the island, unless they're going to change it up. But I trust Pornzak because I'm a fan of his work. Absolutely. And I love the idea of a serial killer going out there and going just after these corrupt billionaires in comics. Um, I just love that this is going to be crazy. And this is just going to be amazing. And this is spinning out of the shocking events of Absolute Evil, which is going to be a new book. It's going to be coming out. The Absolute line has been huge for DC. Honestly, it has reinvigorated a lot of what's going on over there, and it's kind of just reinvigorated the passion and the heart and the love from fans. It really has. But then getting a book like this is the one that caught my eye was Green Arrow and Pornzak being on it. I'm here for it. Give it to me. I needs it. I needs it right now. Be on the lookout for that one. I want it very badly. Yes. So those are some of the things that we've got going on as far as comics and stuff like that. But I wanted to give a shout to someone very quickly who is a phenomenal, who has really enriched my reading of comics and the whole experience for me. Uh, I read comics outside. I love reading comics outside during the spring, the summer, and the fall. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite things. And I'm lucky to be able to sit outside and do that. But there is uh, a verse called Infinite Chapters, and they have Beach to Read Comics too, which is on Spotify. Yes, I know. I found out about this before everything was happening, and I was like, oh, damn. And I didn't want to stop supporting this cat because they're awesome, really doing it. I know. So basically, what it is they're it's a list, it's a playlist to read comics by. Literally is. Lo-fi, some stuff is instrumental, some stuff has some lyrics, but it's just awesome. And I'm absolutely a fan. I have been sitting outside and reading, and it has enhanced whatever I've read, whether it's been superhero, whether it's been crime thriller, whether it's been indie, whether it's been Marvel, Image, DC, doesn't matter. This has influence. Excuse me, folks. This is influenced and just elevated and I don't know, just enriched everything I've been reading. I love that. Now, we've already had people who have kind of incorporated or who have really blended genres of comics and music. Um, First person I can think of was TJ Sterling, that I read, I should say, TJ Sterling, Damian Becton, obviously. There was also a comic a few years, actually more than a few, about 10 years ago. Might have been from Boom Comics, where I think there was a soundtrack that they made um, or from it, and I absolutely loved it because it did enhance certain scenes. So I love being able to blend comics and music. I think it's beautiful, regardless of what genre of comic it is, blending that with music. So to have a playlist like this, I think is awesome. If Damian Becton and TJ Sterling um, decided, you know what, I think that would be a cool idea, and they made playlists as well for their comics. Now they already have like little like codes that you can actually scan, and it'll play the music on your smart device, your phone, your tablet, what have you, which I absolutely love. And it conveys the emotion, the adrenaline, the whole setting of that particular page or panel, and that fits automatically. Love it. And I love this being able to just read, like I said, use. I apologize, folks. I apologize duly. To be able to enhance the reading experience, whether you're outside or if you're on the train or you're inside in AC, or if you're drinking some almond milk and you've got it going and it feels right. I love it. I hope more people do this. More people add to their comics, or if more people just get together and find out about these playlists that people have. I'm sure there's probably other people that have it. I don't remember how I found out about this one, but I've started to actually just listen to it in general because I love the music. It feels good. And I also just started playing it while I'm gaming as well. It just feels it's nice and calm and soothing, when I'm in this huge, ridiculous firefight, or I'm chasing a alien, or I'm trying to race. It just feels good. So I love that. So yes, they call Infinite Chapters with a Z, and it's beats to read comics by. Definitely check it out. I think they've actually got a bit more now. I think they've got actually like 3 playlists now. I think when I first came out, they only had 1. They've got like 3 playlists now. I don't know if they had all that before, but yeah, a hip hop instrumental playlist curated by infinitechapters.com. Let the music of Ninth Wonder, Buck Wild, and more. I absolutely like I said, I'm a fan of it. So check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much all of the news and such that I have. But look, it is the end of Black History Month, Black Excellence Month, as I love to call it, and it's been a shaky one for us. It has. It has. It has. We can be honest about that. It has been a little shaky for us. It has. But it's been here. We've lived it. We've laughed. We've loved. We've cried. We've enjoyed ourselves. We've had great events, and we've also had some bad situations that have happened. I hope you continue to celebrate, pay attention. The theme of 2026 is VirtuousCon was resistance. Resistance is very important, especially right now. Sometimes I feel guilty speaking about comics and geek culture and crispy edged pancakes and chucks and just talking about sundresses. And actually I will not feel guilty about celebrating sundresses, especially on a full-bodied Black woman. I will not feel sorry about celebrating that. I will celebrate that all day. But sometimes I feel kind of odd talking about comics when the world is on the brink of chaos, and especially with everything that's happening here in America and our president, who's now going after people on social media. But I will not stop um, speaking um, about the injustice, the corruption that is happening, the warmongering, the racism, the misogyny, the misogynoir, the sexism, the protection of predators, which is happening in our country from our government. We are on the we are on the brink of war right now, all to distract from the fact that our president's name shows up in Epstein files a whole bunch of times. This is where we're at. And people are still sticking up, either out of fear or either out of not knowing what the hell else they can do, or out of just being the bottom basement pieces of trash that they are. So I want you to stand. I want you to rise. I want you to keep speaking out. I want you to keep supporting. Support Black creatives, support First Nations, Indigenous creatives, support creatives of color, support them. Support them, whether it's at Marvel, DC, Image, Dark Horse, indie companies like Concrete, Unstoppable Comics, Ray Media, Ray Comics, uh, Lion Sky, Publishing, Mishmash Arts, Lock It Down Productions, uh, Midnight Comics, Solid Comics. Support. All that infighting BS does not matter. Stop it. Support those creators. Support creators that are for us, by us, and loving us. And most importantly, doesn't matter. You have amazing, amazing creatives out there, from Webway Comics, 615 Comics, okay, 133 Art Comics, Wingless Comics. Okay? There's a lot of us out there doing it, creating it. A lot of voices. Like I said, Midnight Comics. You also have the Aurora Comics podcast. Like I said earlier, you have the Moana Nui podcast network. There's a lot out there to support that are speaking. I need you to go do that. Pay attention and go there. All that infighting BS is done. It's over. You know? No, no. We're not doing that anymore. We're not doing this. Ray Height had a great post on social media about what is the actual purpose, like what's the end goal of this infighting. And he's right. And Midnight Tiger is one of the best comics. I absolutely love that comic. I wish I had that comic and Miles Morales when I was a kid, when I was young. There are more voices now. Not so much talking heads, but voices that are saying things, important things that we need to hear. You have Emmetropia Comics. M. Shy's, comic book debut with Fumes, absolutely phenomenal. Everything from 1 through 3 art, obviously, is phenomenal. I mention these companies because they are the ones that are doing such incredible work, but there are so many more out there. Support them, be there for them, and stand up for them. Because a lot of them are for us, by us, and loving us. All right. So on that note, folks, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to enjoy my almond milk. I'm going to read something. So I want you to have a good evening, day, whatever time it is when you're watching or listening to this. Be safe. For the month of March, we have got a full month of shows from TBA News and the Hungry Bleak. We start this week. We've got shows on Monday with anime and gaming, obviously, with myself and Jabba. Then we've got Wednesday. It's going to be a special where Robert and I are going to be talking about JLU, Justice League Unlimited, and how they can get adapted into Gun's DC universe, which is awesome. And then the Hungry Bleak on Friday. So we'll just keep going with that. We've got that all week. We've got all month. We've got our episodes, scheduled episodes. We've got some live, some pre-recorded. We're going to have some specials as well. And we're very, very proud of what we're doing. And thank you. All right. So on that note, very good day, evening, whatever time it is, where you're at. Enjoy it. Be safe. Drink water. Fuck Trump and abolish ICE. That's all I can say, folks. We're all tired. You have a good evening, day, whatever. I'm sorry, I keep doing that. And enjoy, and I'll see you later. All right? Peace.